horror movies, haunted attractions, scary experiences, and everything that gives us fright. Welcome back to the Scare Guy Presents Don't Fear the Podcast. This is our brand new podcast here on that hashtag show network of videos and entertainment. We are so glad you're here. Please subscribe so that you don't miss a beat. And remember, there's never any reason to be afraid when it's all just scary fun. Luke, Cheeseman, glad to have you with us back today. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
And of course, we are always happy to have Ben. Ben, how are you doing?
Hey everybody, it's old buddy Ben. Happy to be here. Glad to be talking about Pale Door today with our illustrious guests.
The Pale Door. That is the movie we're talking about. Today we're talking about this brand new horror western from our friends over at Shudder. It is called The Pale Door, just like Ben said. And here's what it's about. The Dalton gang finds shelter in a seemingly uninhabited ghost town after a train robbery goes south. So, seeking help from their wounded leader, they are surprised to stumble upon a welcoming brothel of the town in the town square, full of beautiful, beautiful ladies who greet them. But they're actually a coven of witches, of course, with very sinister plans for this unsuspecting outlaw gang. The battle between good and evil is just beginning. You will be able to see this new movie. This is coming out this Friday, August 21st, in theaters, on demand, digital, everywhere you can see movies. Basically, we are to be believed that the Western is now saving movie theaters from the COVID. Anyways, today we have two of the stars from The Pale Door, Stan Shaw and Bill Sage. Thank you guys so much for being with us today.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for having us.
Stan Shaw has starred in a number of films and TV series, among them Jeepers Creepers 3, The X-Files, The Monster Squad, and CSI Crime Scene Investigation. The list is way too long to mention, but it's also important to note that he was part of the landmark miniseries from 1979, Roots: The Next Generation. Bill Sage is equally as busy, having starred in Orange is the New Black, Hap and Leonard, Boardwalk Empire, Nurse Jackie. He also was in CSI Crime Scene Investigation. Maybe they crossed paths back then. And his resume is way long as well, so we're going to kind of leave it right there. Bill, Stan, we're so glad to have you guys with us today. What have you guys been up to lately?
I'm quarantining myself and working out since I can't go to the gym, so I brought the gym to me and fixing up my cave, basically, which I'm taping from my cave.
I was gonna say, Stan, is that a wrecking ball hanging behind you there? What is that?
No, that's my aqua bag punching bag.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
There you go.
It's amazing. If you want to get a punching bag, get the aqua ball. It's 190 pounds of water inside of it. And it feels like a body when you hit it. It's easier on your joints when you punch.
All right.
As opposed to a regular heavy bag. My heavy bag lays on the floor here, and I use that for throwing over my shoulder and doing ground and pound. So
there you go.
So you still got it from your Rocky days?
Yeah. Well, I've been in martial arts since I was 12. So
there you go.
I'm a second degree black belt in karate, first degree black belt in judo and jiu-jitsu.
Awesome. Gosh, I feel so insignificant. I mean, I'm lucky if I go for a walk sometimes. Man.
So you're tougher than a cowboy.
Yeah, I have my moment. I don't know. Being cowboy tough, man. You drink that cowboy coffee, you're some kind of tough.
Yeah.
Well, so you guys, right before the show, Stan and Bill, you guys were talking. How long have you guys known each other?
Just since this shoot, but I mean, I've known Stan for a long time. I mean, a lot of people have. But I've been in touch with, since we shot this, I've been in touch with Stan more than anybody else, I would say.
Yeah, we FaceTime each other and talk.
Yeah.
It's my boy.
Yeah, likewise. And, so we sort of, I've looked at him. These are strange times we're in, and we were close when we were shooting, talked a lot about martial arts and that kind of stuff. But also, Stan pointed me in the direction, because I had to learn gun spinning really quick. Mm-hmm. So Stan was the one that said, okay, shut everything off, but watch the best gunslinger of all time, Sammy Davis Jr. So that was, everything was taken from that. I had no idea. So just that, nobody's going to get to that level, but it's.
Yeah, he's in the Guinness Book of Records of the fastest draw ever.
And it's his explosiveness. He's so calm and then he explodes. So that's what I wanted to bring that to the character.
And he did. He brought it. He brings it.
Well, let's talk about this for a second. I'm going to ask this question, and then we're going to kick off with Ben and Luke. Guys, what made the two of you want to get your pistols, spin your pistols, and fight prostitute witches in the Old West? What drew you to this project?
Well, myself, I was doing another film. I was on location, starring in a film opposite Ashanti in A Christmas Story called Winter Christmas Song. And I get a call from my manager saying that the director, Aaron, had called and requested me for the film and made an offer to me. And I asked her what was it about, and she said Western. And I was like, yeah, love Westerns, yeah. And she said, a horror film. And I said, a horror film or a Western? But those are my favorite two genres. And she told me they were mixed together, and I was like, send me the script now. So I got the email, and when I was off camera, I was reading the script like page, when I'm really interested in something, I'm a really fast page turner. And I got to the end of it, and I called her back and said, yeah, tell him I'll be there. And I had to be there 2 days after my last show filmed that I was filming. So when that show wrapped, I had to be on location in Guthrie, Oklahoma, 2 days from that. So I got on the plane and I arrived, man, and magic began. It was a great choice that I made.
Nice. What about you, Bill?
Similar to Stan, it was really the witches that what made this thing different is they were let's put it this way, these guys wander into the wrong brothel and they get what's coming, and they have such a point of view,
Mm-hmm.
and Melora Walters delivers, so they have their reasons, which no spoilers, but you find out what's happened to them.
Yeah,
that's really what made it special. I think if it was just a gang that comes into a brothel and they're fighting witches, but there was that backstory.
Mm-hmm.
That we have to watch the film to find out.
Yeah, and the other thing is
that grounded everything. Yeah, go ahead.
It allowed us to allow you and us as actors to perform and do something that's never been seen. You've never seen these type of witches before, ever. And to have the genre of cowboys and witches, that's something that I hadn't heard of. And I wanted to be a part of that because horror fans are the most loyal fans on the planet. And I didn't want to let them down. So I thrive on showing people things they've never seen before when I'm performing, in terms of the entirety of the film and the ensemble of my guys, the ensemble of my partners in crime. And it was a blessing, man, to walk into something like that with the visionary director like Aaron who created this with Cameron. It was an honor, man, to hit this set and see that there was no ego involved, that everybody wanted to make the picture the star and we became the frame. And that's a rarity that you have to jump at when that opportunity presents itself.
Absolutely. And our real big secret weapon, Becky Ingram, Nate Bright, they did they did the witches. They did all the makeup. I mean, they did all our makeup. And then they did all the witches. I mean, full body makeup. I don't know how she did it. I don't know.
Yeah, they were working, man.
They're really the secret weapon on this thing. Oh, Joshua Miller. I mean, the guy who built everything. A guy single.
Yeah, he blew us away. It's just watching.
Oh my God, he was the MacGyver on the thing. But and then Becky Ingram, I worked again on a film just like a couple months after. Worked on a film called The Foundation, which is a reboot of Wrong Turn. Mm-hmm. So that's coming up. So we worked again on that. So we had it was truly a collaboration. Look, for me, the heart of the film is, I got to tell you this, Stan, is that scene that you have with the kid, with Devin. That is the heart of the film. That's like that scene grounds everything for me. A little non-sequitur, but I thought I'd hit that,
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So you both have seen the film then, right?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, you haven't seen it yet?
Oh, shit. Oh, no. Well, you're great. You're terrific.
Thank you. You've seen it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. I'm excited. It was exciting doing my interviews yesterday and everybody had seen the film, and they're telling me all this stuff, and I'm like, I'm drooling. Like, what? And yeah. And did that work? What happened?
I watched it on the laptop, So
okay.
But I was impressed. The sound was what it was. My wife and I watched it. I was like, if it's this good on the laptop, then
Yeah.
Aaron did a great job.
I know Ben and Luke have some questions.
Yeah.
Luke, do you want to jump in or should I go?
Sure. Can you tell us about the locations you filmed at and where they were?
Guthrie, Oklahoma. We filmed during tornado season.
Yep.
And tornado and hurricanes, and clouds coming down right over your head. A twister came down about 20 feet above us outside the hotel. Took pictures right up under it. Passed and landed about 3 blocks away from us. We watched that as it happened.
Hail, busting car windows. It was And then Stan, remember the electrical storms? While we were shooting, these guys were up against a lot.
It's funny because I recorded all of that. I have that on my Instagram page, the series of those storms when we had to stop filming, and it was pitch black. We're shooting nights, and the entire sky would light up like broad daylight. It was the most amazing thing I've seen.
You got some great stuff I saw. I'll send you something I got too. It's really great. Cool. I'm panning across and then I end on Stan. That was the one. Stan does this thing where he's going, and then it lights up, and it's just he got lucky. Either that.
Yeah, I got lucky, man. I was improvising while I was filming. Night of the storm, light come forth. And show your wisdom now, and then it would light up.
And it did. And it's like, what?
Again, and it would light up. The timing was amazing.
Yeah.
Almost sounds like a whole other film there. Hey, can you guys, just so for those who have not yet seen it, which is most people, describe your, Stan, if you could go first, and then Bill, tell us a little bit about your characters in the film.
Well, I played this character, his name's Lester, and he's a guardian, a father figure to the 2 boys in the film, Dylan and Zach. He's been taking care of them since they were kids. And their parents are murdered. So they become under my wing, and I become a protector of them at all costs. And Zach, who's the leader of the gang, decides to make me second in command. And I take that seriously. And other than that, he's a forthright guy. He speaks what he means. There's no flavor in what he does. He's very focused and who he knows who he is. And he instantly becomes a peer to all these guys who are the Dalton gang. So he's a character that I really love playing, and I'm looking forward to seeing what everybody else has seen and what you guys have seen, because I wanted to present him the way I'm assuming he's presented, because I haven't seen the edits yet. Everything's in the edit at times. But he's a character. He's one of my favorite characters that I've had a chance and opportunity to breathe life into. And when you're fortunate enough to breathe life into a character that the guy who created it is actually helming the picture, and you give him what he wanted to see when he first put pen to paper, that's a blessing, and it's an honor. It was an honor to work with Aaron and to bring his vision to life with this guy, with Lester. Lester's a terrific guy. He's tough as nails, and he laughs and talks at times, but he doesn't play. He doesn't play at all.
What about you, Bill?
Yeah, Lester doesn't play. Lester, I love the character too, particularly. Lester was a great character for Dodd to work off of, because they handle different. They have different responsibilities within the gang. I mean, Dodd is he's the gunslinger. He's the archetypal wild man. Han Solo. He's like he comes across like he does not give a fuck, but you realize he's sort of like the horror with a heart of gold kind of, the secret to playing him was covering that he needs people, covering that he gives a shit, covering that he really needs family, that he needs Lester as this father figure, that he needs Zach's character as a brother, and that he needs these people, but he doesn't let it go. And he's a stone cold killer. I mean, he's definitely the gunslinger of the group. He's lethal. He is, and I think that Zach's character getting taken out incites a real kind of chaos. And so what I loved about the character too is that he has an arc that brings him to it, that kind of thing you find in Casablanca, where the guy ends up having to do something for the greater good. So he has that fantastic arc. It's really it also happened to be my favorite character in. If I had just read it, if anybody's to ask me which character would you want to play, it would be the one that I played. So,
cool. Ben,
that always works out great, huh? When the character you want to play is your favorite character in the script. No,
I played some characters that weren't my favorite characters, but I had to pay the rent.
Right. I hear that. I'm an actor myself, so. No, I'm glad you guys. I'm stoked to hear you guys' stories. Where are you both from originally? Stan, where are you from originally?
Chicago. West side of Chicago. Yeah.
Bill, how about you?
I'm from Kamala Harris territory. I'm from Oakland.
Okay. See, I grew up just a few hours north of Guthrie, Oklahoma, outside of Wichita, Kansas. So those lightning storms and everything you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about. You get those crackling thunderstorms as well, where you hear like that, and so it reminded me of home, actually.
Yeah, it's wild stuff. Yeah, Chicago, you're going to get a little bit more of that than Oakland, probably. But
yeah, a little bit more. Yeah, yeah. This area we have other things, but we have the Raiders for a little bit longer.
For a while, yeah.
This is true, but they did come back twice.
I know.
Maybe if you didn't make them play in a baseball stadium.
I know. Well, they're building an entire different football stadium here now. So we got 2 football stadiums, 2 baseball stadiums. It's crazy.
They're going to Vegas. Raiders are going to Vegas.
Yeah, they are. But the Rams are here now, and they're going to build a new place in Inglewood for the Rams and for the Clippers.
Oh, they finished the Rams stadium. That's finished up.
Oh, it is?
They are going to build a new stadium for the Clippers, though. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and the Clippers owners he purchased the Forum where the Lakers used to play, and they're redoing that and making the Clippers.
That was a lawsuit thing because Madison Square Garden owned the Forum, and they didn't want him to build a new basketball stadium to compete with the Forum, so he just bought the Forum, and now he can do whatever he wants. Anyway,
isn't that nice when you got like $100 billion? You say, okay, I'll give you $5 billion for it.
Let's steer back to Pale Door real quick.
Okay, Pale Door, guys, get whistled.
We only have so much time, otherwise I'd go off on this for 2 hours.
Okay.
So we already talked about Western horror. Stan, you said these are 2 of my favorite genres, right?
Yeah.
Bill, what was your response when they did you get an offer? Did you audition? Did your reach out to them or what?
Came pretty. I think it was the last person to be cast. It was an offer. It was, it just sort of fell on my lap, and I was like, "Great, we're shooting in a week. You have to learn to gun spin."
Good.
Yeah, that's the way it goes sometimes. With me, it was like you got to be on location in 2 days.
Oh, right. Yeah, you did. Oh, so you came to it last. Yeah.
That's great.
What was the question?
I was just gonna say, how combining Western and horror was that an exciting point for you as well? A real sell point?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, horror. I've done a few of them now and I what I love about the horror genre is, like Stan said, the fans own it. You know, it's truly independent. You know, the fans own it. I mean, I think after We Are What We Are, I think you can really couch a deep story in a horror film. I think you can get them made. You can sneak in a heavy message like we have in this film. There's an undercurrent. It's there. It's available if you want it, and also it's a lot of fun. And we're killing people, and we're, you know, I mean, we're riding horses, we're shooting guns, we're robbing trains, you know.
Yeah, that kind
so
of
all
stuff.
that shit. Yeah.
Go ahead, Ben.
Well, I was just going to say, obviously, there's a lot of special effects. You already talked about the special effects makeup, the head-to-toe makeup that a lot of the witch characters had to go into. It looked like there was some CGI. I unfortunately didn't get a chance to watch the film. I was able to watch the trailer. But it looked like there was some CGI. It looked like there was probably some practical on-set stuff, some stunts. Did you guys have stunt doubles, or did you do your own stunts? Or
Yeah, we always do our own stunts. We're cowboys. You know, doubles, get the hell out of here. I'll do that.
A lot of it we did. I mean, a lot of it. I mean, I did most of my stuff, but there is something where I fall backwards off the, you know, which I did. So, you know, the falling backwards off the, you know, from one story down. I did do that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. There's a guy that starts with it. That I think it was Joshua. Joshua did everything. Joshua Miller. I believe he did the fall initially, and then I fall. I mean, I fall like 6 feet. But it was all carefully choreographed. It was, and I love doing this stuff. It was like a dance with about 16 different moves, like the one where the witch
go over your back and that whole thing.
Right, and I fall down onto the ground, and then I
without giving it all away.
Yeah, without giving it all away. I should.
No spoilers.
Can we talk about, there's a particular scene when the big reveal scene inside the saloon and the brothel with a lot going on there. Like, how can you talk a little bit about what went into choreographing? Like, what was it like shooting those scenes? It seemed like there were dozens and dozens of people involved in a great big, again, I don't want to ruin anything, but a big witch reveal scene. That was kind of a lot going on there.
It was cool.
It was, like, let's go to the church for a second. You know,
okay.
The church, something happens in that church, and we can say this.
Don't give it away.
I won't give it away. Yeah. Without giving it away, there's something that happens in that church that is, that these guys built, that they constructed it. And I'm not going to give it away, but man, I mean, it's no special effect there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I honestly I didn't see what appeared to me to be a lot of CGI, which I love.
Yeah.
I love the fact, like, and you talked about the full body makeup. I mean, there was a lot of that, and I feel bad for the people who had to be wearing that stuff all day, because that was some pretty gnarly makeup on those witches.
A lot of it was cool that their checks cleared. They showed up for the makeup. It was good. Actually, we took good care of all the people on the show. No animals or people were injured during the performances of The Pale Door. Let me just say that.
Only us. But you also, one thing I'm going to say about Stan is that we had so much physical shit to do, and Stan, you were dealing with a hurt foot. I mean, really terribly hurt at the time.
Yeah.
Now that's all healed.
I had a bone spur.
Oh, jeez.
We just thought it was a witch.
Yeah. I had to deal with that. But you go on, man. You show up, you show out.
Cool.
So you can't make excuses. You got to do your job.
Yeah, I do have to ask this question, though. In the story, what would you say? What is the weirder thing? The fact that you have a coven of witches out for blood, is that weirder, or that you have an abandoned town with a brothel full of the most beautiful women you've seen this west of the Mississippi. What's the weirder thing between those two?
All of that shit's weird. All of that's weird. I mean, you get this woman, you get these women who are alluring and just voluptuous, and and we're like, desert rats out, like I say, drinking mud for coffee and eating tumbleweed, and you look up and you get like all these arrays of different beautiful women who we thought you like me. This is great. There are no men in this town, and we get to have our pick. And you walk in the place, and everybody's all over you, and you throw everything else is going out the window. You're not suspecting anything because, cowboys have this ego. We rob people and kill people. We can do what we want. We're like junior gods, and of course you want to be with us. Of course you're lavishing everything and giving us and bringing us drinks and treating us like kings. We expect that. So when the other thing clicks in, that's not only jarring, it's very strange. You're a witch. You don't like me no more. But and we did what cowboys do, and we went to battle.
We're just trying to rob a safe. Look, we jumped the train. We're expecting a safe. Instead, we got a box, and where's the damn safe?
And and the other thing is we couldn't get any money from the train, and when she said there's a reward, we're all in. Plus, I got to get my boy here fixed up by a doctor, and let's go get that money. We didn't get any money on this train, so so the whole introduction to the brothel and the women was like otherworldly, unexpected.
Yeah, my character Dot is very skeptical until we arrive at the brothel. It's like, oh, okay, I'm in.
Either of you guys?
Hey, Luke.
I was just gonna say, have either of you guys done a Western before?
Yeah, I've starred in a few. I did the remake of Red River with Jim Arness and Bruce Boxleitner. I starred in the Buffalo Soldiers right after I did Roots. And what's the other one I did? I can't recall the other one, but there's a third one I did. I think this is my fourth Western.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I love riding horses and doing that whole thing.
I mean, it's been a forgotten genre largely. I mean, it's made certain comebacks. I mean, I've done a couple pilots that, most pilots you do like 1 in 5 actually end up going. So I've done a number of pilots that just none of them took off. One I really thought was going to. It was with NBC, and it was huge. They spent so much money on it. And I'm also playing like the major badass in it, but no, didn't go.
And my other thing, my screenplay that I've written that's for Bill and I, it's a Western.
Nice.
Say again, buddy.
The screenplay that I'm sending you the script to, that Aaron and his company and Cameron are reading. It's a Western. It's a nice Western. It's a nice Western. There's just something about the West, man, that, I mean, look at Eastwood. That's why he fell in love with the West. And I mean, he did that dirty Irish stuff, but he always went back to the Western.
Yep. Hey, guys, we are bumping up against the end of our interview here. I know, Luke, you take us out. I know you have a question or two to finish us out.
Yeah, I had a couple questions. So this movie didn't have just one witch. It had several witches. What was it like working with all these actresses? There was a lot of witches there on set.
Terrific.
It was amazing. It was amazing. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, no, like Stan's saying, they were amazing. They were professional. They were, it's technical. It's Melora's great. I shot a movie with her with Kiefer Sutherland called Desert Saints some years back. So she's that was one of the draws, knowing that she would be doing that part, because no, I mean, they were terrific and they were beautiful, and so it's nice to go to set and look at beautiful women. That's all.
Yeah, and the stunt women who were witches were brilliant and fearless. I mean, they just went into something. We need you to drop from here and just fall on this. Bam, they do it. We need you to jump from here and land here. bam, that okay, now fall into this table and break up everything and get up and crawl up the wall. I mean, they were awesome. It was amazing working with as many stunt women as we worked with. That was the most that I had ever worked with at one time.
Many of the same, and most of the stunt women that, like, those witches that you're seeing, they are the stunt women.
They are the stunt women. Yeah, they're the women that really did that. They had the parts. So,
my final question, as a horror fan, and I'm sure a lot of people out there who see the film will be wondering, how much blood did you go through making this movie? It was a bloody movie, and I'm sure there was a few gallons.
It's raining blood. I mean, it's literally blood. At one point, it's raining blood. I mean,
the blood from St. Valentine's Day Massacre just quadruple that. You want to ooze in blood when you're doing a horror film. That's like your dream. I want to be in a horror film where I want to be bathed in blood.
Exactly.
I want to live. I want to look through the blood.
You're going through cans of Barbasol once you get back. That's because it stains. You put the Barbasol on. That seems that gets it out. But you're sticking. Yeah. But it is fun. It's like Stan says,
and it's sweet.
You commit to it. You just commit to it. Yeah.
Hey, Stan and Bill, remind us again where people can see this film.
You can see it drive-in theaters, your local theaters if they're open, the AMC or the Cinemark, and video on demand. And actually, if you go to my Twitter at StanShaw1, I have posters up to tell you what theaters are playing in different cities that'll be in, or either my Instagram page, which is at @TheStanShaw. So we have all that. I have all that information. You can go there and scroll through and see exactly what theaters and when they're opening.
Same here.
We're going to be everywhere. Yeah. We'll be everywhere.
Yeah, it's we're in a particular time, but I mean, Apple TV and video on demand, and if you go on Instagram, if you go to BillSage_, I also have that information.
Oh, yeah. This is fantastic. Hey guys, thank you so much for coming on today and talking about The Pale Door. It is one crazy movie. I tell you what, it adds the Western, the horror, it rains blood. If you guys are in for a good old Western with a lot of blood, this is your kind of film. So thank you guys for sharing it with us. Thank you for coming on the show. And,
hey, man, it's a pleasure. Thanks for saddling up. I appreciate it.
All right. And I think you guys, if people want to follow you and find out what other projects you're working on, Stan, where can they follow you?
I'm at StanShaw1 on Twitter, and I'm at @TheStanShaw on Instagram.
All right. And Bill?
Twitter, I don't do a lot of it, but Twitter, Bill Sage Actor, at Bill Sage Actor. And like I said, Instagram, Bill Sage _.
All right. All right. Cheese.
Awesome. Right. I'll be following both of you today.
Yeah. Thank you.
You can find me on Instagram and on. Sorry, but
no, go ahead. Go Cheeseman.
Okay, you can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at Cheese on Couch, and you can also see me on thescareguy.com.
And Ben.
Hey everybody, it's old buddy Ben Cleaver. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at BENKLIEWER, which is right here. Oh. And I'm also a regular contributor at thathashtagshow.com as well. And people ask me why you always drinking out of that red cup. It's because whenever Ben Cleaver shows up, it's always a party. So,
all right, follow us.
Follow me, and I'll follow you back.
We will.
Yeah,
already done. Guys, show. All right, we can't wait.
All right, brother. Thank you. Peace out.
All right, see you guys later. Have a good time. Bye bye.
Hey, Bill. Love you, brother.
Love you too, brother. I'll call you.